Hi, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Indian Polity Sessions. In the previous video, we have seen the government. Basically, nowadays, whatever the government definition is there, it is of more importance because there are a number of things are happening with respect to this definition only. Because whether it is a parliamentary type of democracy or presidential type of democracy, there is some uncertainty in the minds of people that okay, whatever they have voted, something is not happening in their point of view. So whatever the government, whatever the form of government is there, it is of more important in present context. Based on that one only, in 2020 we had a beautiful question on the definition of government actually. So in the previous session, we have discussed something about government and if a government is there from a society. For example, if a society becomes a primitive society, becomes an organized society, and then organized society is nothing but a state. If it converts into a state like the Maratha state, what extent of beauty it can do, we have witnessed from the history. So in the present context with respect to Indian polity, these kind of things, whether it is related to the definition of government or types of government, or whether it is related to the definition of democracy or types of democracy or elements of democracy, are of more significance actually. So based on that one, based on all these things, now we are going to discuss about types of government. So when it comes something related to types of government, as there is an evolution of each and everything. For example, whenever this thing is there, we'll start with monarchy only. But monarchy definition is not that much simple because there is a certain kind of thing called representative monarchy, republican monarchy. So it is not that much simple. When you go in detail about these definitions, they look simple, but actually they are very elaborative. So after monarchy, we will be having oligarchy. It can be called as aristocracy actually. And if there is any kind of dictatorship or totalitarianism, it is also one type of government. And not but not the least, the thing which we are going to discuss from after this session onwards, it is democracy. So monarchy kind of thing is not a new thing for Indians, because from the ancient times, if you keep aside Indus Valley civilization, because we don't know anything about Indus Valley civilization ruling or the type of government or the administration, we don't know anything, we have only seals. If you keep aside that thing, apart from that, from early Vedic period, we have called small tribal units, head of the tribe, chieftain, and from there onwards, the Janapadas and Jana, then Janapada, then Mahajanapadas. So small tribal units are nothing but Janas, and from there you have Janapadas, and at that itself, at that context itself, you can take a concept of republic actually. When Jana is there, then there is no concept of republic or something like that. One leader will be there for Jana, and he is nothing but a chieftain, like a head of the tribe. When you move from Jana to Janapada, then you will get a group of tribal groups. So Janapada, you can take in two ways: a group of villages and a group of tribes also. If you are taking group of tribes, then there will be a republican sort of government, and ultimately one is going to head all these people, that is Janapada. From there onwards, from Janapada we have Mahajanapadas. Even in some Mahajanapadas also there are republics, like the Great Republic, Vajji Republic. So monarchy is a very beautiful concept. It can, in simple terms, we can say that if one individual rules a group of people or a particular region, a particular geographical area, then we say that there is monarchy and he is a monarch. And if you take the example from Janapadas and Mahajanapadas in Indian context, Then you can witness a concept like republican monarchy. Keep an eye on that one. Here you can see a concept like republican monarchy. It is just not an individual of his own or of her own ruling. It is a republic type, means a competition will be there among the people and the leader will be selected from that competition. What is republic means? If the head of the state elected or selected, then it is a republic. So in those days, it will be a small type of fight or argument, or we have witnessed in the case of the movie Bahubali, and between two brothers there will be a competition and one is selected. So that kind of thing is republican type, and in that you don't find anything related to hierarchy, hereditary type of thing. So monarchy, when it comes to monarchy, one person ruling, that one person may be either through hereditary, and that one person may be through republican type of monarchy, that one person may be through selective monarchy. So it can be anything, but in shorter context, one is going to rule, and that one person will be assisted by a group of people called the ministers, and that thing is there in India since ancient times. When we move from monarchy to oligarchy, you can see this kind of oligarchy means a group of people will be there, group of people are going to decide everything. If you have seen the movie 300, that is the best example of oligarchy. So out of the group of people, one wants to go for war and the remaining people are not going to support him, and he individually goes, and after his death everybody supports him. So the background is related to group of people taking the decision for group of islands. So that is called oligarchy. Oligarchy means group of people will be there. These are group of people are going to take decisions. Oligo means more, many. So oligarchy, many people are going to take. Many people means group of people only, not everyone, like Sabha and Samiti in Indian context. So oligarchy, it is group of people, you can call it as aristocracy also, and totalitarianism means it is dictatorship only. When a monarch becomes dictator, two things are very different. Monarch, you can take him as a king only, but when totalitarianism comes, he will be destroying everything. He will be taking care of everything, and he'll be taking control of administration and everything. So absolutism, you can say that no control will be there. That is absolutism. You can find absolutism here. Absolutely the power will be there in this person, that is totalitarianism or dictatorship. And we cannot say that that's a type of government. As I have to discuss some lines about totalitarianism, I have included in this one. You cannot say it is a part of government, because whenever you want to discuss about government, it should be related to the welfare of the people. But welfare of the people without doing any harm to existing rules and regulations. When monarchy to totalitarianism comes, there will be destruction of rules and regulations, and he'll be taking care of everything. And one more thing, in dictatorship also there may be some welfare state concept like Cuba. They are also more communistic, more socialistic, and more totalitarianism, but they did beautifully. So we don't have to kept aside things like them also. And after totalitarianism, we have democracy. So this is our core point. From this onwards, we'll be discussing everything. Many of you know the basic thing about democracy. It is by the people. So it is will of the people, the government which is found by the will of the people. Either it can be a direct democracy or indirect democracy. So people's will given priority. The priority is given to will of the people only, whether it is through direct democracy or indirect democracy. Ultimately, the key thing in democracy is the people only. People, those who are going to participate in choosing their leader. Representative monarchy is also something like that only, but it's a different kind of thing. And democracy is a kind of election takes place, whether it is through a direct democracy or indirect democracy, a kind of election will be there, a kind of voting will be there, a kind of absolute participation of people will be there. Although there will be a difference in opinion of the people, some people will go for party A, some people will go for party B, some people go for party C, and if party A wins, the votes given for party B and party C will be neglected. So there is a possibility of neglecting the will of that percent of the people. So we cannot say that democracy is the absolute solution for the government, but up to some extent it can solve many things related to welfare state concept and introducing the absolute socialism context up to some context. Absolute socialism is however not possible under any circumstances, but there may be a possibility of achieving the welfare state concept. So these are the things I want to discuss with respect to types of government. Monarchy, remember one thing, it can be representative selective monarchy or republican monarchy, and oligarchy is a group of people ruling. Remember that thing, movie related to 300, and for this Janapadas, Mahajanapadas, and Janas. In ancient India, we have a beautiful example. In totalitarianism, take the example of Hitler, take the example of Mussolini, and please don't take the example of Cuba in a negative way, but take Cuba in a positive way, and democracy. So, this is our core point. From next point onwards, we'll be focusing more on democracy, more on welfare state, and more on will of the people. So that's all about types of government, and I'll be continuing with my next session that will be related to democracy. Actually, I'll deal with democracy and types of democracy in my next session. Thank you.